All right, this file is actually an Excel file. It is an exercise that I used to do with the freshman digital literacy class when we had it, but you guys never had that. It stopped before you started, I think, school. So I'm going to walk you through it. Many of you may not, or some of you may never have used Excel or may not really understand it. So it's just a quick little tutorial on Excel. So I want you to open the file on the computer. I'll walk through this video, but I want you to do it yourselves after you see the video. So just double click to open it up. It's going to give you this little message, and it actually opens up in Excel. Now this is an Excel sheet, and like I said, most of you have probably seen it. The numbers represent the rows, and in a database those would be the records. Each one would be a record, but you just call it a row. And then the letters are all the columns, and those would be the fields in a database if you're going to do that. The active cell, which is one that you would type into when you click on one cell, this cell would be called B2 because it's the intersection of B and 2, and you can just type right into the cell. If you notice, it also types up here, so if you pick this cell you could click up here and you could type there too. Okay, so you can just click and type. It takes text, it takes numbers, it does a million things, and this tutorial is not going to even touch a little bit on what it does. Well, it'll touch a very little bit, but there's so much more you can do with Excel. And an awful lot of most databases, we've been talking about databases, use Excel to actually be able to transfer database information from one database to another. I do that all the time, transferring information out of the SEM student database into things like the REACH database, which takes care of the residential students, or the development database, or I know what else, the Naviance one, the one for your college counseling. I transfer database information between those all the time. All right, so that's a really quick introduction to the Excel spreadsheet. So now what I want you to do, these are tabs in this Excel spreadsheet. You can have tabs that have different things on pages that look the same. So we're going to start with this first one that says data sort and filter, and I want you to fill out, just follow the directions. So enter data requested for all your classes. So if you said English class, and I have no idea which English teacher you have, and I'm going to say first floor. All right, and then Spanish. Let's see. Let's say history. Like I said, you guys, oh yeah, you might. I don't have any idea who your history. I'm just doing this anyway. Keep doing. Just do it. Whatever you have. Let's see, what else do you have? Math. All right. Let's see, second floor, and let's see, art. And let's say third floor. Okay, all right, but you'll fill the rest of that out. So that's the first thing you needed to do. Second, it says drag to select B1 through D10. Remember, this is the cell identification. So B1 would be the intersection of B and 1. So there's B1. We're going to drag there through D10. So you hold down your mouse button. I would suggest you use a mouse for this if you can. All the way down to D10. Okay, so we have now selected that. And then it says on the data tab, click the big sword button. So here's data. Here's the big sword button. So click that, and then it says in the upper right corner, be sure to check my data has headers. This may or may not be checked. We want it to be checked. And we want to sort by the teacher's last name. You can pick any. Now this is working like a database. This is telling you what the fields are. So each record is a different class. Each field is what about each class. So we want to go on the teacher's last name, and we want to sort by that. So when we click here, now we've got we have the whole thing sorted by teacher's last name. So this is how you would sort a database. All right, now we're going to learn about filtering. Okay, so now it says click on the number 1 to select row 1. Here's the number 1. We're selecting row 1. And now we're going to learn how to filter this database. Click on the data tab and click the filter button. So data, filter. And if you notice, little drop down arrows showed up next to all of the field names. So we're going to use the drop down arrow next to the floor column, and we're going to display only those classes that are on the second floor. Alright, so now we have filtered. Filtering means taking things out. So we filtered so that you can see everything that's just on the second floor. Alright, so this is how I want you to leave your page as you move on to the next one. So this is the most like a database of this information here. The rest of these are just fun little things that you can do in Excel, and you might as well. Alright, fill handles in Excel. This says select cell C2, here you go, C2, locate the fill handle. This little teeny square thing in the corner is a fill handle. When you grab the fill handle with your mouse, pressing down your left mouse button, and you drag it all the way down, it fills all the way in. So since there was just a number 1 and it just filled the number 1 all the way down. Alright, now we're going to try it here on the second one. We're going to select both cells together, and you'll notice together they have one fill handle. When you grab this fill handle and you pull it down, it does it it numbers it, because what it does, it looked for the pattern, and the first two were a pattern of 1 then 2, so it just continued that right down. Now what do you think if we do this one? Since it's a 1 and a 3, not a 1 and a 2, what should the next number be? There you go, it's just the odd numbers. So Excel can do all this kind of end repetitive motions for you, and you can just fill things down. Now here's another fun one. You'll like this. Alright, so these are ones that Excel comes with that you can just use to fill down. You can create ones of your own, like I happen to have one that's A day through F day, because that's what we use. So these are fill handles, and you can use those if you have a database and you've got everybody lives in the state of New York. You can just grab New York and pull it all the way down, and you don't have to retype all that stuff in there. Alright, so that's this page. Alright, calculations. Excel is huge for calculations. So let's go here. It says select cell B9. Select cell B9. Here we go. And type, this is to show you how to do the calculations in Excel. This is actually, I'm hoping you guys already know how to do this. Anytime you use Excel and you want to put a calculation in there, you have to start with an equal sign. So we're going to say equals, and then you can add any of the cells that you want. In this case, we want to add these two cells together, but we're going to just type in, because this is cell B2 and that's cell B3. So we're going to say equals B2 plus B3, and then we're going to hit enter, and it gives us 2014. Alright, the second way to do is, I'm showing you the easiest to the hardest, or the hardest to the easiest. Alright, so in this time we want to click here, we want to click the equal sign, and to make it easier we can just click on D2, then we tap the plus sign, and then we click on the second one, and that gives us the same answer. Alright, next time we're going to go to click on F9, and okay, type the equal sign, and you're going to click that, then you're going to click the minus sign and click that, and that's how you can do subtraction. Alright, so the next one, H9, auto sum. This is the easiest way to add a column of numbers. You click here, and you're going to actually go to the home tab. You're going to go over here where it says auto sum. It just assumes that's what you want to add. So then you hit enter, and it adds them all up there. Now, if you clicked here and you click this auto sum, it wouldn't know what it wanted. So you just have to go back and tell it, and just drag these ones, and then when you hit enter, you've got the same thing. So you can put your answer anywhere in Excel. I hope that makes sense. Alright. Okay, where are we? We're up to click cell M13. M13, that's here. Okay, and we're going to type the equal sign, then click J13, type the multiply sign, Okay, and so here you can multiply. And you hit enter, and there it is. Okay, now we're going to, this says J13 through K14. So J13 through K14. Okay, and we're going to use the fill handle to pull these down. All right. And now we're going to do this. This is to show you how you can pull a calculation down. So this one, if you notice, if you go up here, you can see the formula. I may have lost you guys, but do your best. This 30, if you look up here, it says it equals J13 through K13. If we take this fill handle down here, and let's just click on this one. See how that says J20 through K20? All right, let's go back to this one. This is 13. This knows that you're down a row. So it's multiplying each one of these across. So what we did here was, instead of filling just a number, we filled actually a calculation and had it relate to where it was on the Excel spreadsheet. So this is also a really powerful feature. If I lost you here and you want to know more about it, come and see me, but try and just work through these and see if that makes sense. Okay, another use for Excel. You're able to change values even though you've got the calculation field in here. So if we look here, and you've got a calculation cell here, CC10 through E10, it's multiplying quantity times price and giving you a total. So in this case, what I wanted you to do is change all the quantities on the sales receipt. So change it to really anything you want. And if you notice, it automatically changes this. So you could set up a sales receipt if you were a business and have your prices, and you know what it costs for a blue widget, and then if you just change the quantities, it's going to change these prices. And then I asked you to click on F16, which is this guy, right? And decide what that formula does. I guess you guys can figure that out. It adds all these together, it sums them, and then it multiplies them by 8.75, which was the sales tax amount. So you can keep the sales tax in there. Okay, click on merge cell EF18. EF18. That's this guy. And tell me what that does. Right, it sums those guys. All right, once again, just a really quick little thing about Excel. The last thing, and you guys probably have done this already, if you haven't, I know you will, is how to do a chart in Excel. I'm sure you're going to have to do this in a math or science class. Okay, so here I ask you to, just in here, put the hours, number of hours that you spend doing this stuff each day. These hours need to add up to 24 somehow. So let's say you sleep 7 hours a day. Let's say you do 3 hours of homework, you're in class, let's say 6 hours. You eat 2 hours, you relax, so let's say 18, 19, 20, let's say 2 hours, and then you've got 4 hours for sports or hobby. It doesn't matter. It comes out to 24. So you have to come out to 24, and then what we're going to do is create a chart out of this. Remember that when you have to do a chart, you have to start with data. So here's your data for the chart. So we're going to drag from cell C3 through D9, not including this 24, we don't want that one in there. So through D9, so be careful to include exactly those cells. Go to the Insert tab, and then you're going to look on the charts. Here's your charts. It gives you recommended charts. We want to create a pie chart, so you can just click here on pie chart and pick whichever one you like and just click. And if you click there, now you can just move that over. And now you can see the graphic representation of your daily work. You can then fancy the chart up if you like. You can change the colors, you can change all kinds of things about it. And if you're doing a report for school, you can just right click, copy this chart, and then paste it anywhere into your paper that you need. Hopefully you guys have already done this. Once again, if you have any questions about this, let me know. But walk through all these pages and do this, and then I'll take a look at it and just save. Make sure, when you're done, make sure you save it. So click on the save button and then close it, and it'll save right back into your page so that I'll be able to see it. If you have any questions about this exercise, let me know.